Hello and welcome to part three. This is Robb Sherwin's Cryptozookeeper interactive fiction. Um, right now, I will give you a quick recap. We're in a cell. We're a courier, and we got caught up in, I guess, couriering the wrong thing. And we're in a cell now where we have encountered two former classmates of ours who were all in some kind of scientific class, if I remember. One second. Okay, and then the last thing that happened is they're all in different cells, and then a corpse gets thrown into the cell area, and it ends up being the corpse of their elderly professor from back in the day. So they were all students together. Maybe I think it was like 7 years ago or something. And they had a professor, and something must have went down, or they know something, but they've kind of been shanghaied. So everything's still a mystery, real quick, right now. Hang on. Everything's still a mystery. Okay, so we're going to start with where we are. Brick cell. This is a 10 by 10 cell made up of brick, stone, and cement. A bench has been built, perhaps poured, into the northern wall. Across a narrow hall to your east is a second cell, though it is shrouded in darkness. The hall itself narrows to an indeterminate point, though straining indicates what is probably a set of stairs. In the middle of the hall is a television. Grimloft and Lebius are in the other cell. Nunez is here. Okay, so Grimloft is German and Lebius is Irish. Those are the two students. And Nunez is a friend of ours, and it says Nunez is here, but he's actually a corpse. Okay, so we watched the television because I have the remote control, as you can see up here, and we just kind of see that we're in the hands of some baddies right now, and people are getting tortured and killed. So we're going to try and have to escape here. Talk to Grimloft. I'm sorry, I thought I hit mute for that. I have a bit of a cold. I know it's not Corona. Talk to Grimloft. Escape. Okay, escape there. Okay. We've got to get out of here, you yell to Grimloft. You got any ideas? No, says Grimloft. Well, yes, but they involve sacrificing your life to grab a few extra minutes towards mine, so no. Lebius whistles. The Bible is rich with stories about God intervening to free those imprisoned unjustly, he says. I'm not all that worried about this myself. Nunez isn't the only one whose eyes rolled out of his head, you say. 1 second. Don't think I went too far. 1 second. Okay. Darn it. Alright. How will that help us get out, you ask Grimloft. It won't, but hopefully his God takes notice and changes the languages we all comprehend so I never have to hear his damnable horse shit ever again. I know I missed a line, but this thing scrolled by too fast. No need to be rude about it, says Lebius. We haven't done anything wrong. Lebius takes a moment to do a mental roll call. I haven't done anything wrong. Maybe our jailer hates Christians, you say. Hadn't considered that, says Lebius quietly. Aluha Akbar. Okay, so let's see if there's any more topics. Talk to Grimloft. No topics. Uh-oh. Grimloft has nothing to say. The director of all this is an utter bastard, says Grimloft plainly. Back of the cell, says the same voice as before. You didn't even hear the door open atop the staircase. Perhaps he never shut it. Do as the gentleman says, Vest, snaps Grimloft. You couldn't get a quicker reversal playing Othello on a parabolic flight. So we're going to wait. The director opens your cell. He has a pistol pointed at your chest. Allow me to introduce myself as Director Euclid. Up the stairs, he says. Simple. Little need for elaboration. Or I kill everyone here, he elaborates anyway. You have a number of things you'd like to talk to him about, but can't decide on what to begin with. Talk to Director. Name, hands, capture Nunez, Snell, and stairs. Snell is the professor, by the way. He's not going to tell us his name, so I'm going to say 3, capture. So you sort of let out the rest of the question hang in the air because it should sort of be obvious. But this guy doesn't particularly like talking to you, so you have to continue. Why have I been captured anyway? Cooperate and you will be free to leave. Ha! Free like Nunez and Professor Snell? Why do you think I'm going to give you any help? You killed them both, dummy. You dumped Nunez's body in my cell for the love of Christ. Nunez even smuggled the clicker so we could see the closed-circuit broadcast of his death. Both of our previous subjects were returned to the holding area, hardly different after our interrogation. How can you lie like that? Quit lying. They're both dead. Nunez had both his eyes gouged out. That's hardly different. They weren't equipped with backup sonar, you fucking prick. You are ignorant of the technology and medical capabilities of this facility, says the director. Anything is possible by my hands. I can create and destroy all manner of life and energy here. I just may simply choose to not do in the cases of our two latest interviewees. I may choose to do the same for your cat, for instance. He ends his sentence with the kind of smug expression far weaker men than yourself have shrugged. You compose yourself quickly. You and all the other residents of Christmas City are supposed to be keeping pets. You just couldn't help yourself. Touch my cat and I will kill you. Cooperate, he says, looking down into his cloak, and none of that will be necessary. Hang on. Talk to director. We will talk to him about hands. What does it mean, hands? Hands. How come your hands are all weird looking? Oh, his hands, okay. I work with my hands for a living, he says. The creamy white milky softness of someone who was employed as a person telling other programmers what to do is beyond me. That was kind of an unfair shot. You once worked a summer impregnating cows, which is a fact nobody lets you forget once they learn of it, but otherwise can't help you when they don't. Talk to director. Stairs. The stairs? We're going up the stairs? Proceed up the stairs. Yes, he says dismissively. Talk to director. I guess we'll try name. What should I call you anyway, you ask? He doesn't bother to look you in the eyes. His voice comes from a much lower place in his throat than you'd expect. Refer to me as Director Yulkelkaz, he says quietly. Yulkelkaz? What nationality is that? I know that you never had the desire to leave this country, so what does it really matter? Any nation I state would be as foreign to you as if I pointed to a star. Yulkelkaz is correct, but not that you haven't had this desire. You just haven't had enough self-loathing to fill out the paperwork and do whatever else is necessary for a passport. Alright, talk to director. Nunez. I'm just saying that Nunez is quite irrevocably dead and you killed him, you fucker. Quit talking. Information will be requested of you as well once we reach the top of the stairs. Should you wish to avoid the fate that has befallen the two previous subjects, you would do well to answer all our questions as completely as possible. Talk to director. Snell. I'm not familiar with that subject. Who is Snell? Snell was the man you most recently murdered, you say. The director does not seem to comprehend the last bit. He doesn't say anything for a few moments. Not for effect. It seems instead that he is simply mentally computing your input. Snell was returned in the same condition as he was originally in when brought to this complex. You are not making any sense. The director looks straight ahead. Come to think of it, he has yet to make eye contact with you. I don't think there's any more topics. No topics. There's nothing to say. Let's see, does anybody else want to talk before I go up the stairs? No. Talk to there. Levius, that's Levius there. Alright, then up the stairs. There's an exit out through the bars. Exit. Jail cell corridor. On either side of you are the two cells. The western wall is faced with crumbling brick, however. Behind you is steel plate. There are stairs leading up into a well-cloaked darkness, but no other exits. Dr. Snell is here. Search Snell. Yulkelkaz shows remarkable patience by not reacting to you going through Snell's robes. You find nothing of value on the professor, however. Alright, well, walk upstairs. You are within a seemingly endless stair, winding its way upward beyond your vision. You are within a seemingly endless stair, winding its way upward beyond your vision. End of the stairs. The stairs end here. There is a door that will take you to a new room to the east. Hello, new room. Interrogation room. The director grunts as he sets up the table for, you presume, your interrogation. His back is rather hunched throughout, and you get the distinct impression that his coat fulfills a function rather than simply clothing him. "Mr. Vest, you are here for your tests," he says, again without looking at you. "We have some riddles, some queries, if you like, that you will finish and answer. Then this can all be over, and things can matter properly once again." The room itself is almost completely featureless. There is a chrome and formica table along the south wall, far from the exit, back to the stair. The director does seem to expect that you'll sit down on the stool in front of it. The floor is a deep slate gray, flecked with clumps of dirt, shoe scuff, and blood. There's a lone light bulb hanging by a wire from the ceiling, and a security camera somewhere, although you can't tell where. "Tell us everything you know about that package of marrow," he says. I want to know too. I played the game before, but I don't remember. "It's not why I went to Sitzer's, if that's what you're asking." "Are you asking that?" You raise your eyebrows really high towards the director, like your pals. He doesn't react, but continues on. "Describe exactly why you were at his place," he says. "I had to pick up a package. There's a lab at town over, and Sitzer's was going to pay me to take it there." "You do not have an automobile. We have checked." "I'm saving up for one." "Well, I'm saving up for the flames that I'm going to put on it. So then, until then, taxis." "Cost of a ride?" "This one guy charges you less if you ride in the trunk. You get out when somebody goes to your destination, or if you start to stink up the boot. Guess which one I did?" Nobody says anything for a few uncomfortable seconds. Maybe the director bursts through the ranks as properly licensed cabbie. Maybe he's just a judgmental asshole. You clear your throat and he interrupts. "Tell me everything you know about the field of cryptozoology," he says, angrier. Talk to director. There's probably an easier way to get this prompt up, but I don't know what it is. Cryptozoology. "That's easy," you say, brightening for the first time. Yukelkov's negative fog could only contain your optimism for so long. "I don't know anything." "Well, I know that the okapi is a symbol of that exciting field of science, and I know it was discovered by Charles Okapi in Nigeria in 1972. But that's it. I concentrated on harder sciences when I was in school, like telepathy and crayon people." "Lies. You studied no science at any level of schooling." "Why do you ask?" The director doesn't answer, nor do you really expect him to. "You've been quite helpful, William. This is almost over. Last question. Please tell us everything you know about Dr. Snell." To director, doctor. "I had him for organic chemistry in community college, with everyone else you had tonight." "What mark did you get for his class?" "What is this? Am I applying for a job here? I failed it, okay? Why does everyone I meet tonight seem to have some kind of weird problem with this? You know, I do pretty well as a courier. I have an amazing collection of Danbury mint jams in the world, including a rare Nagasaki beechwood jelly, which glows in the dark, and not in the dark. Meanwhile, you look like you've been living out of an oddly angled laundry basket with all the wrinkles and creases in that coat. Did you get left by your girl, mother, and ironing board in the same week?" "That's pretty sexy if they did, but you should be interrogating everyone in the porn belt in California, not me." Mindless blather is apparently your real-life quick-launch icon when placed under real stress. Nice of you, Kukos, to put you on this journey of self-discovery. The director smiles for the first time. Not to you, but to the other man standing in the room that you never noticed before now. Before you can register until how cross you are at the lack of privacy and question why his face has a trunk on it, Yukukos jumps, almost teleports across the table, and removes his glove, showing you 5 inhuman tentacles where fingers should be. He burrows into your mind. Everything fades to black once again. I'm going to save here. This is a good place to save. All right. See you in part 4. Peace.